one way that I like to think about the approach of Project Potluck is that entrepreneurs, people of color in all industries face a lot of barriers for entry to success. But one way to kind of think about it is to talk about three types of capital that are essential for a successful business. And there are specific barriers for each of those for people of color. So the three types of capital are social, financial, and human. And so financial is really easy, I think, for people to understand. It's access to capital, it's access to a bank loan, it's access to a credit card. People of color, I mean, there's statistics after statistics that show that it's more difficult, not only for us to get VC funding, in which we get about 1% to 2% a year of all VC funding, which is abysmal. But that's like, you have to get there. You have to be a big enough business to even be able to get in front of a firm. We're talking getting a business loan. We're talking getting a credit card. These are huge barriers for people of color in those financial aspects, which are really essential to building a business. We know how it is to have a CPG company and to even get to a place where you can start to have more strategic investment. So that's financial capital. There are a lot of barriers there. There's also human capital, which is, how a lot of companies are successful is through their professional experiences and their professional network. So if somebody has the privilege of taking an unpaid internship, which a lot of people of color and people in low income areas don't have the ability to do. If people went to a certain type of university and had a certain type of experience where they have access to a whole professional network, that is, really essential to business in a lot of cases and is a good indicator of success. And again, there are barriers to entry for people of color. And then finally, social capital. The way that I like to think of social capital is it's actually, one way that I heard it described is it's the glue of society, and it's also the lubricant. So it also enables us to make change and to do incredible things. And that is really about connections that you have with people around you. And, there are barriers for people of color with social capital, but that's also an area where we can actually make a lot of change. And Project Potluck directly connects people so that they begin to have social capital with one another. And we also begin to address some of these other capital barriers as well. So all entrepreneurs might have a journey where they get a lot of no's or they work really hard, but that's going to be multiplied significantly for people of color. So as difficult as all entrepreneurs' journeys are, we are really hearing that for people of color, not only is it isolating and can it be, challenging in all of those ways that it is to be the only person in the room, to be a ceiling, breaker and all of those things, but it's also there very, very tangible barriers that make it more difficult for them to even get to a place where they can be successful.